No scripts, no cue cards. It isn't always Shakespeare, but it's genuine. It's a life.
The Truman Show was first released in 1998 and in retrospect is seen as a precursor to reality television as well as vlogs. But back in the late 90s, such a concept didn't exist in the cultural zeitgeist. How could a TV show about the life of an ordinary man be compelling to all but the most voyeuristic? You needn't look much further than your smartphone screen to see a barrage of reality-based programming, with social media mavens sporting their latest expensive purchases or performing dangerous stunts for the world to see. These days, with a camera in every pocket and distribution channels to spread whatever you film, wherever and whenever, the world is but the grandest stage and everyone in it players to whatever plot you can devise. However, these days with YouTube, the vanguard platform of video sharing, turning 15 this year, ancient history in internet years, it's easy to forget where this mass sharing of our lives came from in the first place. Far before daily vloggers became a norm, far before even early reality television programs like Survivor hit the airwaves, The Truman Show showed us what life would be like, for better or worse, if every single moment was documented for all to bear witness. By examining the cinematography and mise-en-scène of The Truman Show, I want to explore these themes in the film of blurring the lines between reality and staged events, as well as the always present audience overseeing the goings-on of someone's life in the format of a television show, and how it laid the groundwork for future media genres such as reality television and social media content based around characters who perceived to be real, even if everything was staged. To emphasize the voyeuristic nature of the show within the film, The Truman Show utilizes some interesting cinematography techniques. The most seen technique is using a fisheye lens, which allows for wide-angle shots to have such a shallow depth of focus that there's peripheral distortion around the subject, making the camera appear to be looking through a peephole. There's also numerous unconventional close-up shots from hidden cameras installed, such as the low-angle shot at Truman's desk when he's making a call, or when he's in his car and the radio acts up and we see a POV of the hidden camera built into the digital display. Hidden camera shows like Candid Camera have been around as far back as the dawn of television, where after seeing the main character act normally, they end each segment with a gotcha element, usually in the form of a host walking on stage or somebody already in the scene breaking character and revealing that it was all a setup. But what if the host never came out? What if the cameras kept rolling? This always rolling mentality is also a crucial component of reality shows and vlogs, which can lead to exciting, spontaneous moments. The entire environment within the show within the film The Truman Show is a literal set contained within a giant dome that's cleverly disguised as a small seaside community. One of the first scenes we see is of a stage light falling out of the sky near Truman. The lighting of the film is generally pleasant and shot mostly during clear days, emphasizing the idyllic nature of Sea Haven Island where Truman lives. The costumes and makeup of the characters within the show and Truman are reminiscent of 1950s casual wear, which give the show within the film a similar vibe to the nuclear family programming of that time period, which was characterized by its staunch idealisms of what the standard American family was, further accentuating the safeness within the set. It is this safeness that is designed to keep Truman from discovering the truth about his life and to be lulled into the security of living in a beautiful town, working in a nice steady job, and with a beautiful wife. This expansive, not fake, but controlled environment that the show within the film's The Truman Show's creator, Christof, has constructed may seem like fantasy, but it is a common trope of reality television, where the cast is swept away to an exotic land that seems dangerous at first glance, but is in fact a sequestered location that is carefully monitored by the production team. There have also been many moments on reality television that have appeared to be real, but were oftentimes staged to some degree, either via the director prompting certain characters to do or say something. One infamous example from recently is on the show Terrace House, where the late Hana Kimura pulled a hat off of her housemate's head after an argument stemming from him accidentally shrinking one of her outfits in the wash when he washed it with his clothes. According to her mother Kyoko, Hana was prompted to do this from one of the production staff members. The charm of The Truman Show can be best summed up in a quote by Dan Harmon when asked about Greendale Community College as a setting for his show Community. It's sort of a purgatory like in Midsummer Night's Dream or As You Like It. Like, the woods are magical, but the people are real. Although everything about Truman's life has been carefully managed by unseen eyes, and everyone he knows has been selected to play a role in his life, from his family to his friends to the newsstand attendant that he gets his magazines from, Truman is the only real element in the entire show. He has the free will to ultimately make whatever decisions he chooses, no matter how much Christof may alter his environment to dissuade him. And it is that free will that allows Truman to eventually escape his reality, and hopefully to his beloved Fiji.
and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.